Okay, everyone, second audio of the day, and this one is a bit more upbeat, but still in the same vein of wanting to help you and encourage you, because if I'm not a life coach or hype man, what am I? A British sausage? Maybe. Matt Berry in low-budget form? Yes, but we'll look besides that, okay? Beyond that, beyond the stars, to what I need to say to you. I'm going to sell you it for free. First taste is free, okay? Buy my self-help book. It is 2,000 bajillion pounds. That's how heavy it is. There's so much in there, oh my god. But enough of this bullshit. I wanted to address something else that's been happening lately. And in particular, a good friend of mine, they finally created a channel. They did something they wanted to do for ages. They put their content out there, and they were happy about it. And then after about a week, they realized they weren't hitting the goals that they were hoping to achieve. And they pulled their content down, scorched the earth of everything they were doing, because they weren't gaining as much popularity as they wanted. Even though they still had viewers, they still had people liking their stuff, it was working for them. But it wasn't enough, and they felt like they were putting their best stuff out there. No one found it, so they gave up. And I know what you're thinking, it's only been a week. What are you even talking about right now? That's boo his boo on them, right? But it goes beyond that. So many people I know, they're so fucking wonderful and talented and creative, but they just, it almost feels like they're speaking into a void sometimes. So they're throwing all their best stuff out there, putting tens of hours into things, and it gets like 10 or 20 views or 100 views or whatever. And you know, I can relate to that. But there's a point to all of this. And it's just, do you like what you're making? If the answer is yes, and you're making what you like for you, and your motivation is to put something wonderful out into the world, and it's not an ego thing, it's not a money-making thing, it's just, this is exactly what I want to make, exactly how I want to make it, and I want to put it out there, then don't stop. Don't you dare stop, okay? The world needs that. What it doesn't need is people second-guessing themselves and deciding not to do things because they're like, no one would want to see that. That won't be popular enough. If it's something you want to do it. I mean, look at this channel. I don't think it even has 300 subscribers, and I created this one like 15 years ago. Most people will be like, shut that shit down, don't even bother. But here I am like, it's like, no. I have an idea I want to make. I'm going to put this out there, whether it's a little hype message for the week, or me playing with toys on a kitchen counter, a little video game playthrough, whatever. Some random 15-second thing, me pretending to be a creepy guy who talks to his pillow, all of the things. I'm like, I don't care if only like 2 or 3 people see them, because I like what I'm making. I'm putting it out there in hopes that other people like it. And even if only one other person likes it, that's enough. I've reached that one other person. Because I see some people, some channels, they're like, I decided not to follow that series because it only makes, it gets the least views. And you look at it, and it's still in like tens of thousands of views. And my mindset there, it's not that I feel like they're ungrateful or anything. Because if your channel is, and all of your content is monetary focused, then sure, that makes sense. But I see it as, if you have a genuine passion for what you're doing, imagine saying all of that in front of a crowd of that many people. Instead of just seeing that as a view count and a $sign, and this other view count gives you a higher $sign. Think of, if, 10,000 people, if they were standing in front of you, listening to what you were saying live, how is that not the most electrifying thing in the world? Imagine that. Just all those people there to hear what you have to say. And it's not a case of those 10,000 people are also part of that other thing that does way better on your channel. Because most of the time, the subscriber count doesn't equate the amount of views you get per video. It's not like a 1-to-1 ratio or anything like that. So I guarantee there are people who are subscribed to you or following you for a very specific kind of content and not the other stuff. So by you stopping this other content because it doesn't get as many views, you're depriving that audience who has a passionate following of that kind of content from you for this other thing. And you see it in so many forms of media, like video games, for example. They keep shutting down the smaller budget companies because they're not making all of the money. They're only making some of it. So they're like, shut that team down, merge them with the Battlefield team. That's our big money maker. Shut down the team that made Crash Bandicoot and Tony Hawk's. Make them work on the next Call of Duty and Diablo because that's where the money's going to be. It's kind of soul-crushing, and you know the developers don't want to do that. But either way, my point is, if you genuinely believe in what you're doing, keep doing it, okay? It doesn't have to make you money. I understand we all have bills to pay. We've all got to put food on the table. We only have so many hours in a week. I get it. But don't let that cause your creative spark to die. I see that in people. Like these people who are so wonderfully creative. And that spark, I see it fading throughout the years in these people. They were so fucking wonderful and creative and full of potential. But because they didn't hit it big in the set amount of time they allotted to themselves, they just give up. They become a cog in a corporate machine. And it always fucking breaks my heart. It doesn't have to be that way. You can still work on the sidelines. I mean, the show I really liked called Phineas and Ferb, they tried for 16 years to get that greenlit. They went to all the studios at least once with this idea that they believed in. They didn't let that idea die. And what happened? After 16 years, Disney finally accepted it because they had new management. They'd already gone to Disney years before, but it had new management. People really liked that idea, and it became the most popular show on Disney Channel for 7 years. And that's what I'm saying. Just because you don't find your audience straight away, if you truly believe in what you're doing, keep doing it, okay? Don't you dare stop. Think of it like being around someone. Like if you're in a group or just around one friend and you crack a joke and they laugh, do you think, man, that was a waste of my time. It was only one person. I shouldn't have used that material on one person. No. It made someone happy. And you enjoyed the experience. Why isn't that enough? It doesn't have to be an army of 1 million people who watch your stuff. I'm sure you have free time. Just don't give up, okay? Whether it's a book you're writing, a video you're producing, an album you're making, just please don't ever give up that creative spark. It doesn't have to do gangbusters to be meaningful, okay? That's my point. So please keep doing what you love doing, and I wish you all the fucking best with it, okay? Don't give up.